What's up, man? How are you?
Going on, brother?
Oh man, just getting home, just getting home from work, rushing. But
I get it. I get it.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not Russian. I'm Chechnyan.
yeah, I got you. I don't really know exactly what I am, you know,
I'm not
but
Czech.
but today
Today I'm Russian.
it was definitely,
What do
and
you?
apparently it's way hotter here.
Where are
In
you at
this,
right now? You're in Nashville, right? Aren't you?
I'm in West Tennessee. I'm closer to Memphis.
Oh, nice. I love Memphis.
Hmm.
If you're ever down in Memphis, there's this place called the Parlay Bar. You know Parlay?
I don't know that place.
Oh my gosh, they
I
got
mean, I
this.
work in Memphis every day,
Oh, that's
but
so like I'm telling you, go to the Parlay, and they got these smash burgers over in yonder, man, and they're so daggum good. They got a girl named Brittany. This used to be a bartender there. She's a sweetheart, man. We go through whenever we go through Memphis, we definitely go up to the Parlay.
I gotta find out where that is. Because I haven't heard of that.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm losing my mind right now. In fairness, I'm very drunk right now, but no, I'm Louisville. I'm in Louisville. That's my bad, man.
Louisville.
Yeah. So what's all right though, man.
That's all right. You know, if I think of any good places to stop in Memphis, I'll let you know. But there's not, you know, there's not a lot.
I heard it's scary out there, bro. I heard you're gonna get a little stabbed if you go down to Memphis and everything like that these days.
It's yeah, it's definitely hit and miss, and not in a good way. But
With bullets, hit and miss with bullets.
yeah, yeah, and car robberies and all kinds of stuff. Cody Canada's got some pretty good Memphis stories, and Adam Hood's got a few good Memphis stories, and
I love it.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
giant-
not the great ones either. It's unfortunate, you know, but
First time I ever went through Philadelphia, it was like that, man. I was going through the city in Philadelphia, and there's a car on fire in the middle of the street, and people were walking by like they're just eating a burrito, like no big
yeah,
deal. They're like, car's on fire in the middle of the street. No one called the cops. No one called the fire department. It's just like, hey, big car on fire. It's how it is, you know.
just keep on walking and get the marshmallows.
Something like that, man. Something like that. Yeah.
It is kind of crazy what you get accustomed. I mean, I live in the country, I've still, you know, I'm around it all the time, so it doesn't. I guess nothing surprises me either, you know. What part of the world are you in?
Well, I'm in Texas, the great state of Texas. Right now, I'm in my rehearsal space, which is in Mansfield, Texas. Mansfield, Texas. Yeah,
Gotcha.
God.
What's that? I mean, for us West Tennesseans, what's that relatively close to?
So you're going to go east of Fort Worth and
Okay, I got you.
southwest of, like, if you made a Y like this between Dallas and Fort Worth, it's like a Y
I
down there,
got you.
stuff like
I
that. So it's between right about south of Arlington, a
I
little
got
bit
you.
south of Arlington, and that's where we are right now.
So you're
And
still in the metroplex or whatever you want to call it.
absolutely, in a
I
place you can
got
never find us, man. We have a hidden door to our rehearsal space, like legitimately. I'll show it to you if you want me. I'll put it out there, but it's like you can't even see it from the road. We give it, and we're in this. It's just nothing but like high performance tune shops and like storage facility, and we're tucked way the heck back in the back there, and that's that way nobody messes with our tour bus. Nobody like messes with our any of our gear and everything like that,
you.
man.
No noise complaints.
No nose complaints, and that's huge. Like, well, I mean, man, well, look, break me down, brother. What's a Mr. Soul Gravy? You ever get to play music yourself, or just a music lover?
I I'm a bar room guy. I mean, it's all a hobby for me, man. I've played drums in bar bands since I was, you know, 20 or 21, something like that, and then I've never had the guts to stand in front of anybody and sing until a few years ago. So
How do you like
that's
it?
just I'm just a music nerd. So
Yeah. That's all
you
right. I'm a
know,
music nerd too, buddy. That's all I'm good. I don't like football. I don't like baseball. I don't like sports. I don't like car racing. Only thing I like is Jesus and music, brother. Jesus, music, and
uh,
my motorcycle. That's
I'm a
it.
sports guy too, but still, yeah, I'm definitely as far as music is concerned. I mean, I'm going to shows as much as I can and trying to find new folks and I've always been a podcast listener,
Mhm.
but never you know never thought I would be asking the questions. So
Well, that means this means you have giant balls, dude. You're just
Oh
going out
yeah.
and doing it, man. I respect that, dude.
Yeah, once I figured out I had giant balls, I figured it was game on then, you know.
Dude, you
It
know,
just
you like
took
me, you got to get your like pants custom made because my balls are ginormous. It's like
it
physically,
just
I'm
took a while to figure it out, you know. I didn't have anything to compare it to. I didn't know if it was
yeah, fair
any
enough.
different than anybody else's.
I'm not going around looking at other dudes' balls. So that makes complete total
Exactly.
sense that I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What so you're in Texas now though, but where did you start? Where was home growing up?
You know where Louisiana is, right? Where Louisiana meets Texas, there's the line there called State Line. I'm an idiot, and there's this place called Lake Charles right there. And I was born and raised in Lake Charles and everything like that. Around a bunch of Cajuns
Let's see. There's a band song or a Levon Helm song that's got that.
did you really do? Did you just
What?
put Levi
What?
Helms, my
And I'm
favorite
going. What
drummer
is
of
the?
all time, dude? You are a nerd, bro.
Well, he's my favorite. He's my favorite singing drummer. You know,
Oh, bro, he's the
he's
best.
probably actually my favorite drummer of all time, even though he's not. You know,
Dude, how
John Bonham or whatever.
Okay, so let me nerd out on you a little bit.
All
How
right.
he held that stick? It's like he's way high on that stick. You ever notice when he's playing? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, man. Something about Levon Helms just cool as a 13th floor elevator, man. He's just dope as all get out, bud.
Yep. Yeah. There's really nothing fancy about the way he sings or plays or anything, but it's all just funky and got something different that nobody else has.
Especially compared to all those Canada boys in the band. They was like they thought he was the hickest of hicks, man. Yeah, in a good way, in a good way.
And then he still didn't write what's the Civil War song. I'm going blank.
Oh, they
Uh, the day they drove Old Dixie down.
Dude, the fact that you know that song, I tell people about that song all the time.
Oh,
Go Dixie down.
it's a great song.
No, it's so good, dude.
Now I'm still trying to. I got the Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I can't remember the name of that song. Is driving me crazy.
She sings.
Oh, it is Cripple Creek. Okay,
Yes, it's
okay.
Cripple Creek, man. That's
All
a
right.
great song, dude. That's an absolute great song.
It's got a lot of words.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
All right. So is that song played a lot in Lake Charles, Louisiana?
No, it's not
No.
a lot like Charles. Like there's a lot
Well, that's
of,
ridiculous.
you know what song they love in Louisiana is Calling Baton Rouge. They like if you ever play like anything like that, Calling Baton Rouge. Everybody thinks that's Garth Brooks. That's a different. Who's the band that actually wrote and recorded that? Do you know?
I don't know, but I did know it was the cover.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I was hoping you'd know, and then it make me look really cool. That I was like, yeah, that's right. And then I would act like I knew more than you do.
You didn't know either.
But damn it, we neither one of us knew. Look, re-record this later and be like, oh yeah, it was blah 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 blah, and I'll be like, and just.
I'll be in a different shirt in the edit.
And then hold on, this is where you can slice me in. That's right. Absolutely, bro. Wow, that's incredible that you know that.
Yeah, it's not a lot of folks that know that.
Yeah, exactly. Most people don't know
Yeah.
that. Most people don't know that. It's absolutely wonderful.
So I know some of these questions are going to be a little generic, but you know, I wasn't completely familiar with your work until Talbot put you on my radar, and he jams your music and kind of bled over. When did you start? I know it's like I said, generic question, but when did you start playing music? What kind of music were you kind of into at that time?
So I grew up in the church. So I grew up like from the age of 5. I was been singing. I was singing in a choir at 11. So like I've been singing for a long, long, long time. I mean, hell, my first memory is my mom at the sink doing dishes with all my clothes, with all my little toys around me, she was singing Elvis at the sink and just like making those funny movements, like ooh, and then I would laugh. I remember laughing. Like that's literally my first memory. Like my first memory is my mom singing to me, and so I got to be honest with you, dude. It's like been in me for like ever. I don't know, man. I think it's absolutely great. But I mean, I've been singing forever. I wrote my first song when I was 10, and I've been writing music ever since. And I started playing guitar really kind of late. I started playing guitar like when I was like 16 or 17. So not crazy, like instrumentally really good. Now I don't play that. I play guitar because it helps me write, and I play a little bit of piano, very little. And then I play mandolin and guitar. Those are my 2 instruments that I really enjoy. And I just bought a banjo, but I had a banjo given to me, and it's a great banjo. I said bought it, but give it to me. and I'm learning how to play that too. So, but every time I play it, I hear like Deliverance and stuff like that.
Exactly,
Make you
exactly.
squeal like a pig. You understand? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy that makes men, full-grown men, squeal like pigs. So,
No, no, that's not good. That's not
it's
good,
not good, buddy.
especially in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Hey,
Um,
easy, buddy. Easy, all right, pal.
well, I'm just, what music was high school Brandon listening to?
High School Music was like, so I was like kind of.
Cause I know it can go all over the place, and everybody's
No,
got
no, no.
different
It's
things. So
so I grew up as a kid. I was only allowed to listen to gospel music, and I was
gotcha.
only allowed to listen to country music. And then so I was so stupid. I remember being 17 years old, and this older lady hitting on me because look at this face, look how
Uh,
gorgeous,
I
right?
got you.
This older woman was hitting on me when I was like 17.
It was probably the giant balls.
Yeah, exactly. Like dragging them everywhere. That's why my legs have such strength. And they're made of tungsten. They're made of a tungsten alloy, really. But anyways, so this lady, I remember this lady asking me. I was like 17 years old, working at a pizza joint, Godfather's Pizza in Kansas City, and my she was like flirting with me pretty good. She's a beautiful older woman, and she's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, "I'm listening to a lot of Otis Redding right now. Really getting down on Otis Redding, a little Wilson Pickett." Been getting down on that, and then I've been getting into Muddy Waters. So like I was steep in the blues. So when I first got out, broke the mold. When we moved from Lake Charles, Louisiana to Kansas City, Kansas City, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Kansas City is like
And
steeped in the blues.
blues.
It
Hmm.
is hardcore blues, man. Blues, blues, blues. Louisiana is country and jazz, like jazz everywhere, And Zydeco, they got a lot of Zydeco, which is a big. I like Zydeco too. But man, my first love outside of country music was 100% the blues. And then I met a chick in high school, and I started dating her for a little bit, and she was a punk rock chick, and she was like I didn't even like so very conservative Louisiana. Growing up, very very conservative Louisiana, I had to wear a colored shirt to school, public school. Like that's how conservative it was. And then you go up to Kansas City, and they got girls wearing fishnet skirts like a full foot over their knees and wearing like fishnet stockings and like a plaid skirts. And you're like, what is this beautiful, wonderful thing that I've just stumbled upon? It was punk music. So I listened to a lot of punk music and a lot of blues. And then of course I was listening to like, because it was, well, it was a little late for that, but I was listening to a lot of 90s country, a lot of like, I didn't really get into the mid 2000s and above. It just wasn't my thing. No offense to like anybody that likes that kind of music, it just wasn't for me. So
I get that way. As far as even what's going on now, I can understand why some people people like it, but it's just not my thing. I just would, that's
well,
yeah.
yeah,
It's just I can't relate.
well,
You know. So
yeah.
when you hear music that kind of strikes a chord with you, it just does. It doesn't matter. Everybody's got their own flavor. So
Yeah.
just like the same back then.
Uh-huh. But the problem is, all those people are wrong. I'm right. I only like nice. No, I'm joking, dude. I also started listening to like so in high school. There was this dude. He was a punk rock dude. This is the dopest thing ever. He was a punk rock. I don't even remember his name, but he was a punk rock dude, and he only listened to David Allan Coe and punk rock. David Allan Coe, and I'm like, David Allan Coe, why do you like it? He goes, oh, it's real crap, man. It's real punk music. Was David Allan Coe, and I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And people
I can understand. I can understand that more with Johnny Cash than I could David Allan Coe.
Well, this dude loved David Allan Coe, man. He loved it and loved Johnny Paycheck. He thought those dudes were like the most punk rock dudes in the entire world, man. And I'm like, I don't disagree, man. The older I get, the more I'm like, man, those dudes were like, they're like, screw the man. They were like, they're talking about pain and heartache and how rough life was. I'm like, dude, I kind of get that. I get that, dude. I get that. But I
Hmm.
don't know, man. I still think David Allan Coe's dope. I do, man. He's racist. I'll give it to you. He's racist.
Yeah, I
Man,
can't.
he's awesome. I think he's like great. My grandpa was racist, and I still love him. So like, what are you gonna do? Like, you
No,
can't
I
let
got
people
you.
in slices. Just because people are wrong in one part of their life, you can't just. I mean, you got to just throw them out with the bathwater and everything.
I think his studio stuff was really good. He's just not very good like live in a long time. He's been way off the rails for like half of my life. So it's
Yes.
hard for me to scratch out that part of it. But then when you go and actually dig into the records of the old shit, you're like, okay,
Well,
like
so
this is
I'm gonna put some words in your mouth just for fun, just for
all right.
controversy. So you think you don't care about the racism part? You just like they don't sing very well right now.
Well,
You
that's all part of
evil
the
person.
package.
No, bro,
He does seem pretty. I mean, he's pretty out there,
he's pretty crazy.
with the songs that he's just crazy as shit. Like with the Angels as your bodyguards and the songs that he has and
Married to 7 women. A lot of people don't know that he was married to seven
well,
women.
whatever. I mean, who hasn't? But that's beside the point. I mean,
Well, that's
at least he didn't kill him like Jerry Lee, So I mean, there's that. So, but either way,
ooh, ooh. You think
well,
he killed her? You think he killed her, man?
two of them.
Golly, they do.
That's right in my back. That's in the backyard too. As far as that where he was in Memphis is right like neighbors. So
They call him the killer, man. They don't call him the killer for nothing,
for
bro.
nothing. That's exactly
So
right.
you really think they
That's
did that?
exactly right.
So I got to ask, why do you say that they did that? Because I watched a documentary on this, and it was like, I know he shot a dude, and like got mad at the guy for bleeding on his carpet. I do know that, and like they said it was an accident later, but they obviously killed. They tried to kill him and stuff like that. So I mean, I can understand where you're going here, but why? What was the rationale behind that?
Well, I mean, they were actually found at his house dead. Two different women found at the same house at different times. Yeah. And okay, if two women happen to die at your house, and your wives, then you've already got terrible luck. So there's just the coincidences of that ever happening.
So hey Matt Bodine, what's up,
So
man?
anyway,
How you doing, Melina? So no, dude, check this out, man. That's circumstantial.
well, I mean,
What was
hey,
it? Yeah,
that's
he's unlucky.
that's exactly what DeSoto County Sheriff's Department would say. So that's where that. So Talbot says it's a good segue into was that is that Wild Mountain song,
Whole
White
mountain,
Mountain song?
whole mountain about killing a
Oh,
woman.
that's okay.
You want to hear the story behind this before I play it for you? I'll play it for
Yes,
you. I got
yes,
this is my guitar Siren. She's very beautiful, and she's a pain in the butt. But when she's working, she's doing good work, man. She's
that's
awesome.
good.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. I have a friend who happens to be a police officer, Nate. I'm not gonna say his last name. He's a very good. He's a very in a department in Colorado. Let's just put it that way.
Okay,
We were talking one time, right? And just all hypothetical. Let's say for legal reasons, let's say that this is all made up. And so so basically we were at a show together at Red Rocks, and I was coming up the stairs and I ran into a guy. It was my fault. I had a couple beers and I ran into him and he had 2 beers on him, and I spilt a little bit on him, and I genuinely felt bad about it. So I mean, oh man, my God, dude, I am so sorry, dude. I'll buy you another beer. And then he just goes off on me. He's like, F you, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey man, look, I apologized. No, we'll let it. If you want to buy you another beer, I'll buy you another beer. But like, there ain't no reason to be yelling at me. He just kept going, and I'm like, and so I was like, literally, I'm like, hey, I yelled at him. I was like, knock it off, and he finally goes, whatever, and he starts walking away. And I was like, I didn't fight him, nothing like that, right? So because I'm there with my police officer friend, right? And so I walk down the aisle on the way up in the Red Rocks, and I get up there and I start telling him the story, what just happened, and he's like, yeah. You know what you should have done? I'm going, what? He's like, you should have knocked him the fuck out. And I went, what? And he's like, yeah, bro, that's what I would have done. I'm like, what? No, you wouldn't. And he goes, yeah, dude. And I go, bro, what, dude, listen, I know you're joking around and everything like that. He goes, let me tell you a story. This is a true story. He goes, it's not that, he goes, as a police department, I want to stop all crime. I legitimately do. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I really don't. Black, white, whatever. I literally want to solve every crime. But there's no way for me to do it. I don't have the resources. So unless you were right there in front of a cop punching this guy in the face, nothing's going to happen. And I was floored, dude. I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, man. Unless we catch you in the act of a fight and you're beating, and I go, what if someone took a picture, like videotape? He goes, bro, you think I'm going door to door with this videotape going, hey man, have you seen this guy? He got in a fight at Red Rocks like 4 weeks ago. He goes, it's not going to happen. He goes, unless we have your blood on, like, even if you have your blood on the scene, he was telling me, he goes, even if you got in a fist fight with dude, you got your blood all over him. Dude, we're not taking that he goes, we're 3 years back on DNA testing. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I was just floored. So this led to a whole hour-long conversation where, like, well, what about this? And what about this? What if this happens? You know, because I'm a curious person. I have never killed anyone. I want that to be said right now on the record.
I got you.
I've never killed anyone. But
You're
anyway,
just trying to make sure that if you ever had to, then
no, I was just curious. So Brady, I was just a curious man. That's all I was, just curious. So
you're just really curious of how screwed up the system really is what you're getting at.
right. And no fault of the police. It's just one of those
Right.
things where they just don't have the resources.
You're right, exactly.
So I said, so we were in Red Rocks, right? So and behind us was literally hundreds of thousands of millions of acres behind us of mountain. That's all it is. And I go, what if I killed somebody and I drugged them deep into the woods? And he said something that like stuck with me. And he goes, hey man, the sheriff can't search the whole mountain. He just can't. You know, as much as you want to think that that's going to happen, you take someone far enough into the mountains, ain't no one gonna catch you. This just ain't. There's no way. He goes, I would love to. I would love to catch every bad guy that ever blah 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 blah. He goes, but it's just never gonna happen. And that's like, and he said the cops can't search the whole mountain. But I thought like the sheriff can't search the whole mountain is a great idea for a song. It's the most incredible idea I've ever heard. So I went home and I wrote this song called "The Sheriff Can't Search the Whole Mountain," and it's about killing a cheating woman. So once again, this is
wink.
fictional.
Okay.
All fictional. You, as far as you know, you can't prove anything otherwise. So we'll keep it like that. Matt Bodine says he loves this story. Well, Matt, I don't give a damn what you like. How's that feel, you bastard? I love you, Matt Bodine. You're a beautiful, beautiful man. Matt Bodine is a great roper, man. He ropes cattle, man. Matt's
Very cool.
Yeah, Matt Bodine, yes, you do. You say yes, you do. Well, Matt, I'm going to play this song for you called The Whole Mountain, and I hope you like it, man. If it's cool with you, Soul Gravy, I'm going to do just
Yeah, man, definitely.
Just 22 with a sundress blue and a heart as black as coffee. Yeah, she drew me in with a chest of cat grin and a pork tongue that spoke so softly. She said, come rescue me from East Tennessee. She rested her head on my shoulders. So I made her my wife, then she turned like a knife with a steel like steel colder. Well, I loved a woman who loved to roam, and her life flowed like a fountain. With a cold, cold heart, it's death do us part, 'cause the sheriff can't search the whole mountain. Now the sheriff can't search the whole mountain. So she took all my pay and the silver I saved, but she left the gold ring that I gave her. Pure evil, I guess, 'cause she laughed when she left, and she played my heart like a tailor. Well, I loved a woman who loved to roam, and her life flowed like a fountain. With a cold, cold heart, it's death do us part, 'cause the sheriff can't search the whole mountain. Now the sheriff can't search the whole mountain. Woo! Listen, Soul Gravy, not always, but sometimes bitches get exactly what they deserve in this life. So when the moonlight is gray, I trek to her grave over hill and bed of my. And as she lays in the dirt, the worms do their work, and in the ground she's finally smiling. Well, I loved a woman who loves wrong, and her lies flow like a fountain. With her cold, cold heart, it's death do us part, because a sheriff can't search the whole mountain. Not a sheriff can't search the whole mountain. Not a chef can't search the whole mountain.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
dig that.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Dr. Mike, 33M? I think it's 33 Mel. You single ladies, go and get them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cynthia's
So, writing wise, do you have like a certain writing style, a certain habit that you do, or is it all over the place? Or you?
well, okay. I'm gonna tell my secret here.
Uh-oh.
I tell my kids all the time, if you're trying hard enough, you'll be cheating. No, I'm joking. But like, what you want to do is get a cheat code. I'm all
I got you.
shortcuts and cheat codes and everything like that. Hell,
So,
if I was a hard
got you.
worker, I wouldn't be a musician. So basically, what I do is
You listen to a bunch of songs, and then you take a few words out of everybody's songs.
yeah. Well, I mean, I forget who said it, but I don't remember who it is. It's like I think it was T.S. Eliot that said that a good artist. No, it was Picasso. Picasso said that a good artist borrows, a great artist steals. And I think that's a great line. But if I had to say one cheat code, and everyone out there, there's a guy named Ralph Murphy, and he was the president of ASCAP. He had like 55 number one hits. And if you go and check out Ralph Murphy's songwriting, he literally breaks down everything that needs to be in a song, what not to do. Literally, it's a 2 hour thing that was, I think, if I remember correctly, it was Tulane. It was a thing at Tulane in Louisiana. And he was basically telling everyone how to write number one country hit songs. And I don't like, you can, you can do whatever you want to do. It gives you a great basis and a good guidelines of what not to do. And then also, if you want to read a great book about that's literally
That's exactly what I was.
what were we saying?
I was just thinking, like, I'm thinking of all these number one songs, and I'm like, shit, I don't really want to write those songs.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. But like his stuff is like his stuff is his general things to do that are like not bad. So for example, he goes, you see this a lot. He goes, songs that make you look like a loser. You can look like an outcast. You want to look like an outlaw, but you don't want to look like a loser. Like you don't start.
Right.
When I was home beating my wife, and people are like, what the? No, nobody wants to hear that, dude. That's but no, you're laughing.
Unless you
You're
ended up
laughing.
in the mountain.
What's that?
Unless that guy ended up in the mountain.
Yeah,
Then,
well,
plot twist. So
big plot twist, exactly.
Gotcha.
Now it's like when you're writing, when you're learning how to paint. If you've ever watched, good example is Picasso. If you look at Picasso's older stuff when he was like 15, he did this painting. If you're in front of your thing, look up Picasso's First Communion, and it is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your entire life. He did it when he was 15 years old, but that's not what Picasso is known for. But Picasso had to learn all the rules, and then he could break them. And that's the thing, though, is like if you know the rules, then you can twist the rules a little bit. You can bend the rules. You can go full force and out of intention break the rules. But if you don't know the rules and you're just going to be floundering around. And I don't mean that everybody once in a while can hit a number one hit on accident and everything like that. Or hell, I've been trying to hit a number one hit and I ain't got one yet. But like it's getting there. I believe wholeheartedly it is. But if you look at that stuff, First Communion by Picasso, and then look at his last one and what he's known for, like especially his blue series, he's crazy. It's like night and day difference, but he had to know one to be able to get to break
to the other.
Yeah, and wholeheartedly. And the other thing I was going to recommend is there's a book called The Elements of Eloquence. It was written by a limey bastard, some English guy. Oh, is that a heart? Hi, Trish. What's up, baby? How you doing? You looking good? How you like my beard? Is it looking good? I oiled it for you.
That's right.
So Elements of Eloquence is just, and it basically breaks it down and like it's like, hey, use merisms and use a simple, like the reason why do we use rhymes in songs is because it helps you remember. You know what I'm saying? Or like that's a lot of things like for me anyways, like I used to be a welder. That was my job before I got sick from welding. And to me, why was just as important as what I'm doing. And why am I doing this? Why am I whipping it this way? Or why do I use this rod and this metal and stuff like that? For me, that was more important than how to do it. And and so that for me, it gives you all the whys. And that is for me just absolute for a not very smart country boy. That's the best thing that I can imagine. So
Yeah, I understand what you mean. As far as you gotta, if you have the tools for the job, you're gonna once you kind of get in your mode, you're gonna it'll just be easier for you to have the correct tools. I mean, any job you do, if you don't have the right tools, it's gonna end up being way more difficult for you. So
absolutely.
but when you are when you start getting those the right tools for the job. Are you the guy that's just writing shit in your phone, like one-liners, and then eventually trying to piece them together? Or are you somebody that like is all over the place?
You read my diary. What's going on?
I'm trying.
Dude,
Just
that's exactly what I do.
comparing notes.
We were songwriting last night, and I showed.
I mean, I do know there's a lot of people that do write that way. As far as their songwriting is their diary.
Well, I write down tons of like phrases that I think sound good. The other day I wrote. Last thing I wrote in the thing was, "I'd rather be in hell with my back broke." I thought that was the funniest thing I've heard in a while. And I was like, "Dude, I'm putting that. I'm like, I don't know where that's gonna go, but I'm gonna put it down there and maybe it turns into something." But I have I think last I checked, like over 1,000 phrases, like little things where I just sing into the phone and everything like that. But I don't write I'm not like all the other girls. I don't want to act like that, but at the same time, I don't. There's a lot of people that'll write like 100 songs and then they'll be like, I keep all these 100 songs. And it's my tally mark. Like, I got 100, I got 100,
Right.
200, I got 300 songs I've written. I only I've probably written about just under 400 songs. Most of them are garbage. You know what I mean? Most of them I don't even do. Like I go back so for me, a good rule of thumb is what I do is I write a song. If I write a song the next day when I wake up, I go, am I singing this? I'm not singing it. Well, let me play it real quick. I'll play it. And if it ain't in and I'll play it, I'm like, I don't know if I like that. And then if I ain't singing it the next day or the next day after that,
then it's not hooked you.
Then I just throw it away. What I do, that's actually not true. What I do is I go back through it and I go, was there any lines in
any
there
parts
were good? And then I literally put that into a different folder, different notebook. But I got notebooks and notebooks.
Just for your ideas later when you're missing something from somewhere else.
Exactly.
Just putting your puzzles together.
Oh yeah, there's songs where I've literally like had two songs and go, wait, these songs are really similar. I'll just put them together. And I've done that. I'm like, dude, it worked out really, really well. So I mean, yeah.
So, are you a big co-writer, or was that?
Oh, wholeheartedly. Oh, well, I love writing with people if they don't suck. It's Fatty. Hey, Fatty, what's up? Fatma's on there. Sorry, really quickly, like Soul Gravy. Fatty, how you doing, Fatty? I love you. You're such a good girl. Yeah, she's nice, man. She's a good girl. She's tiny. That's what's funny. Her name is Fatima, and it's like so. Anyway, nice to see you again, Cynthia. I see you as well. You lovely, beautiful lady. Sorry.
That's all right.
I got those pretty girls looking at my dimples. I got to acknowledge.
I know. Well, it's because of your opening line about your pants and everything.
Oh, absolutely right. Well,
everyone is they're in the gutter now. You know?
So like from here down, completely naked. Yeah, Porky Piggin.
That's why Dolly's all in shock right now. I wonder if she's like, "I will always love you," or what song Dolly's got in her mind right now.
Dude, yeah, Dolly's my hero, bro. She's one of the greatest writers of all time. I don't think she got all the hit after hit after hit. She's like she might be one of my favorite. I don't know if there's a better songwriter. Not male or female songwriter. She's incredible. I think Travis Tritt, I'm a giant Travis Tritt fan, absolutely humongous Travis Tritt fan. I got a big heart for a lot of songwriters. John Anderson, I'm a big John Anderson fan. Huge Hank Williams. I also love Ernest Tubbs. I'm a giant Ernest Tubbs fan. I think the way he ran his band and the way he treated his fans is how every country music artist should be aspiring to treat their
I've never really dove into that.
it's
I mean,
tough.
I know a few of his songs, but I don't really know much about him outside of you know, some of his songs. So I probably should do some research on that.
So here's a good thing. Like, so if you listen to any Ernest Tubbs, which I recommend you do, definitely, that's absolutely wonderful. But Ernest Tubbs would go, play it, Mooney, or he would play it all, come on, Butterball. And he would get into so much, he would butt heads with his producers so much, like, dude, they don't need, it's the song's about you and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, he goes, I'm about taking care of my boys and letting them know that, like, I appreciate them and they're incredible. I can't play like them. He goes, they need respect too. And so he would literally go to bat for a lot of these guys and be like, hey, you know, these guys are incredible. And he treated his fans the exact same way. Everyone that was coming up around him, he was a huge influence. He would always talk to up and coming artists and stuff like that, was always open. From everything that I heard about him, he's just, okay, I've never met him, obviously. I mean, he died before I was even born, but good night, dude. He was just like, you want to be a good person in the music industry. And I've run across some fantastic assholes in this music and doing this for a little bit. I haven't been doing it that long. And that just really just dirt bags and like music producers, like club owners that like, you know, come play for us and then don't pay you. I've seen it all. And I've been going through all of that nonsense. And when you come across and hear stories about refreshingly great people, dude, you want to sing their praises from the rooftops, you know. I do.
I just as like a music fan, one of the first to really ever be in that situation. We've had him on the show. I know you're familiar with him, with Adam Hood. Years ago, same situation. He was just through town, and it was of course, Memphis is a rough town for you know, for Texas artists until you reach a certain level. You know what I mean? It's not just Memphis. It's a lot of places. It's a rough, you know, you're not going to get that many people here. And he was just super cool after the show. You know what I mean? Hung out, shook hands, kissed babies, all that kind of stuff. But it didn't seem generic. It seemed legit. So after that show, we're like, you know, we were already fans, but we became, like you said, you sing the praises of the people and you have a lot more respect for them, not just for their songs, but as them as a person. So, who are some of the folks that you've met in this crazy journey that you were just floored or surprised that you've met, that blew you away?
So you know who Cleto is from Flatland Cavalry? I opened up for Flatland Cavalry twice, man. And so here's the thing: like coming from a blues background. And country and blues, like there's a thing in blues where you go, it's called, you ever hear of it? You probably have, being from Memphis, or close to Memphis, is you cut someone's head off. You ever heard of that term? So in blues especially, if you open for someone, what you want to do is make them look foolish. Not in an unprofessional way, but you want to play so well that they're like, why did I let this dude open for me? He's too good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I call it the Chris Stapleton effect. Nobody wanted him to open for them because he was such a monster that they just, we can't have him opening for us because Chris Stapleton's out there cutting heads off. And it's the same situation. So we've opened for a lot of people. A lot of people did really great stuff, but our goal always is to cut heads, right? To cut heads off. So we meet Cleto. All right. So I'm at this little theater called the Lincoln Theater in Cheyenne, Wyoming, right? And I see Cleto, and I'm a huge fan of Flatland Cavalry. And I see Cleto coming up out the thing. He got a scarf around his neck, and he's holding a leash like this. And he got this little Shih Tzu looking dog or something like that. And he's walking like this. And I'm like, and I literally looked at the boys and went, I'm gonna cut that dude's head off. Look at him, like, oh, like, you know. And he was just like, you know, it just was a funny picture. It wasn't. He's not like he's a happy. He's a good dude. I met him. Yeah. What a sweetheart. I mean, just a sweetheart. Great.
So you felt bad for cutting his head off?
Well, I was going to feel bad about it. I was going to feel real bad about it. I was going to pray to Jesus later and apologize, but. That turns out they beat the shit out of us, dude. They were so good. They played so much better than us, and we were like, oh god, dude. We thought we had them in the bank, bro. And they were like, no, man, I'm gonna put up a show. And their show was out of control, man. The most incredible show. And what really hurt was afterwards they were so sweet. They're just the sweetest guys ever. They beat the crap out of us, dude. They're just like, oh man, how long have you been doing this? Well, that's great, man. Genuine. Everyone, the drum, everybody was just absolutely wonderful, just great, and everything like that. But that was a huge one for me, man. And I can't even. It was huge. And the other one too, that was like a huge, massive thing for me is I got to record on this latest album that's coming out. I got to record with Brent Mason, who was one of the most incredible guitar players ever, and actually been in the studio with him twice. And then I got to meet my absolute and total hero, Joe Spivey, the greatest fiddle player of all time, from Seminole Wind and all the John Anderson albums and stuff like that. He just, for me, he's the quintessential bringing the heart of country music with the fiddle, the lonesome fiddle. It's Joe Spivey. There's no one. There's some really good players. Franklin is a great player and everything like that. But like I'm telling you right now, for me, for my money personally, I think Joe Spivey. And he was everything I thought he would be. He showed up to the thing, and he's good old Louisiana boy too. And he showed up in like overalls and was just waddling and everything like that. I'm like, I want this dude to be my grandpa. I just do, man. And I was fanboying hard on him. I was like, and he said one of the greatest quotes ever. I go, Mrs. Spivey, you don't even understand. Like, I'm just like, I think you're one of the greatest fiddle players of all time. Like, I remember hearing Seminole Wind as a kid, like being 4 years old, hearing that and crying, literally crying my eyes out because I thought it was the most beautiful thing at the end where he's doing Seminole Wind. Mm-hmm. I'm not joking. It's legitimately one of the most beautiful songs of fiddle playing I've ever heard, and all your other stuff is absolutely wonderful. I just went down a whole list of it. And he says, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I have a high tolerance for people telling me how great I am. And I had to laugh so hard, dude. He's such a funny dude, man. And yeah, dude, I'm before you know it, he's going to be my grandfather. I'm going to reverse adopt him, I think. So,
yep. Well, make a TikTok about that when you kidnap him.
Everyone, this is so Spivey. Say hi, Joe's over. Oh, he's great. He's wonderful, man.
And so you recorded, I'm guessing you recorded with Brent and with Joe in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Is that where you have done most of your recording? Is that just what's coming out?
No. So a lot of the instrumental stuff is going to be we were doing in Nashville for the last 3 times, and right now we're actually looking for another, just for another place to do it. Like we're probably gonna be doing it in Nashville again. We have another 20 songs to record, so we're working really hard on it and everything like that. But we just finished this album, so like right now we're just focused on release and stuff like that. We on Spotify, we're getting some good numbers on Spotify. We got up to number 15 on Texas radio with the song Tiny Sound. And we're getting to meet a lot of cool people and do some cool stuff, man. So right now that's where we do it. Then all the vocals are typically recorded in Mansfield at a studio, Jet Seneca Studios. So and that's all recorded in Texas. All the vocals and all the layout and all the work is done. We go over there, knock out production, and then come back for a little bit.
So are you just doing just single song releases, or are you going to release and like a whole album? I know you have EPs, but what's coming up on the horizon with all of that?
Oh, absolutely. So like in the music industry, we don't know what the heck that we're doing.
I know. I understand. It's all fluid.
Yeah. I mean, who knows right there. So what we're doing right now is just doing a couple singles releases, and then before the end of the year, we will have a full album out. I believe it's going to be 12 songs or 15 songs, somewhere around there. And but we have September. We have another song that I'm most proud of. One of the songs, the only songs I did not write the majority of, was it's called Flatlander, and that's going to be coming out in September. And I'm super, super, super psyched about that song. It's one of my favorite songs. As a matter of fact, I used to tour around with this band called the Federalists. In Denver and all throughout up there, and they were incredible. And the head songwriter is a man named Quinn O'Keefe. And Quinn O'Keefe is one of the most humble songwriters ever. And he played this song for me, and I literally was everyone. I was at the bar, because I had opened for them that night, and I told everyone around me, "Shut up." And I listened to this whole song, and then afterwards, I'm like, bro, can you play that song again? And he's like, yeah, sure, man. And so he was gracious enough to let me take it and record it. And I changed a couple words on it, but he's like 99% of it's his, you know. And so, and it's one of my favorite songs of all time. So, but yeah, so we got a lot of good stuff coming up. But
How long? I know you've mentioned that you haven't been doing this that long. When I was kind of scrolling back, was the first song in 2023? Was that the first thing that you released, or did I
yeah,
see that wrong?
under the name Howard County, that's the first thing I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
but I've been doing this. I've been playing music professionally for the last 6 years, and then before that, I was playing music but I was not full time. And the majority of my time, even when I was had a full time job, I was playing probably about 24 hours a week, about 20 to 24 hours a week in like either. So busking was a huge thing, was a huge influence. If you guys don't know out there, busking is when you just stand on a street corner and play music. And
So you were able to do that in Kansas City, or were you in?
Kansas City, I've done it everywhere. In Philadelphia, I've done it in New Orleans, I've done it in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. I've done it like I like doing that. I really enjoy it. I have a very loud voice, and whether you got to be plugged in or not,
Just catching everyone's attention and just seeing where it naturally goes from there.
and plus, when you're writing songs, what I like to do is I like to try songs out. And some guys like to do it in like a coffee shop or like a off the way honky tonk. Dude, Trish is added
Yeah.
to Spotify. You sweetheart.
So what like when you first started writing songs like that and everything, and I'm assuming you were playing cover music and whatever first, right?
Oh yeah.
Like how did it kind of transform from playing, your couple hours of cover songs to starting to add your originals in, and actually, I'm assuming you got some good feedback from somewhere and it started rolling from there.
Well, so here,
Because that's a scary thing in a lot of cases to put those songs out there that you write.
so right, it is kind of. Except I'm
Understand.
I'm a loudmouth. So like I mean, you're gonna like me, you're gonna hate me. A lot of people hate me. A lot of people like me. So like
Well, that's because of the balls.
yeah.
I got you.
Can you hear them clicking together? They're insane.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Size of these things. But
I got you.
you're like, yeah. Anyway, sorry. I apologize. But no, man. Like, so I definitely I realized very very early on that I'm not going to be content with cover songs. I'm not. A lot of great bands have started off like Metallica started off as a cover band. Even Chris Stapleton, we talked about earlier, was a Travis Tritt cover band. That's how we started off. I'm what I'm about to say. If you're listening out there, I'm not shitting on cover bands. I'm not at all. Like I did it myself. You know what I'm saying? We played, top 20, top 40 countries. I've done it too. I've done it too.
Right.
You're going nowhere, in my opinion. And like, if the whole point of music, and especially even when I did covers, I never did them the way that everyone else does. The thing that makes the least sense to me is being an AC/DC cover band and trying to sound exactly like AC/DC, because I can go listen to AC/DC. Why would
The only thing it depends on what is your goal. If your goal is just to hang out and play music, and that's kind of where you're wanting to stop, then that's it. But if you're really if you're don't want to do more than that, then
right,
you got to be different.
I believe wholeheartedly that I got something to say, and not everyone wants to hear it, but at the same time, I got something to say, and I hope people like it, and I hope they do or they don't. But the fact of the matter is like you're gonna hear it. And if you don't like it, definitely hate on me. I enjoy it a great deal. Tell me how it sucks. It's my favorite thing in the world. I think it's hilarious.
I used to have trolls on my stuff, and like I wonder where they're at. Like it sucks. I miss them.
Oh, I miss them too.
Some of them had some really hilarious
Oh yeah.
things that say, and which I can really respect a good funny troll. Like I got because that's what my friends do.
So
One of them was in here earlier talking shit right as we were getting started.
Yes,
So it was like, and he plays guitar in our band. So he didn't stick around though, jackass. But either way,
we're gonna have band practice after this. But I was 4 years in before I got my first heckler, And whenever I remember the first time someone heckled me live, I'm like, I made it.
Made it.
I'm a professional. And the dude, I remember it like it was yesterday. He was this old boy. He comes up. We were playing I was playing all originals and stuff like that because that's what I do. And I play every once in a while. I'll sneak a cover in there, and every once in a while, if I could do it my way. And this guy goes, "Hey, young man, hey!" And I'm like, "Yes, sir. What can I do for you?" He goes, "Could you do me a favor?" I figured he's gonna make a request, and he goes, "Could you play some real fucking country music? Cause you sound like shit." And the whole bar started laughing. And it was so hard not to laugh. And he was mad. He was very angry. He's like, "You youngsters get," and he's this high pitched voice like, "You youngsters have all this music, sounds like shit." And he just kept telling me it sounded like shit over and over again. And I couldn't help
And then you look down and his balls were huge too.
I'm like, "Grandpa? Is that you, Grandpa?"
That's funny.
Dude, I remember I was 4 years in, 4 years before I got heckled. I'm here. I'm a ride.
That's when you knew. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're great, dude.
That's. I mean, so 4 years in before you got your first heckler. Yeah, I miss mine though. I know we've talked about this before. I miss mine. Yeah, exactly. Tanny said it sounded like the neighbor from Family Guy. Yeah, from Family Guy.
Oh yeah,
That's exactly what I was thinking too. I just couldn't remember his name.
Okay, I will say that. But the pastor, what, I don't know his name. He was like,
Exactly.
yeah, I can't do the accent.
Exactly.
He was kind of like that. He had a big white beard though. That guy was dick. It was awesome. He was great. Just kept going, dude. After a while, when he saw that the crowd was like laughed at it,
Was digging it.
kept going the whole night.
He
Dude.
played into the crowd.
Oh my god, dude, he loved it, dude. And so I would try to like.
He was like a wrestling heel. He loved the booze.
Oh yeah, dude. He was about it, man. So like he was, dude. It was absolutely great, man. I laughed and laughed and laughed. Finally, it was like, "Come on, man! I'm trying to playing these songs," and like just yell, "You sound like shit, Brant."
You're like, I wrote this other song.
What's that?
You should be like, well, I wrote this other song. It's about sounding like shit.
Yeah, sounds terrible. Sounds
This
terrible.
song here is about taking an old man out to a mountain.
Dude, that guy was awesome. Man. I still think about that guy sometimes. Remember that guy heckled me? God, remember he said I sound like shit. Sound like shit. It's the same all the time.
Last gig I played, somebody told me to. He said, "Play something fast, 'cause I got somewhere to go." I was like, "Mom." And then he asked for John Prine, and I'm like, "That's not that's not the same thing here." But anytime I can get a John Prine request, and then he requests Hayes Carl, so I knew we were going to be friends after that.
Boy,
You know?
yeah.
He had a joke in Hayes Carl, so I'm like, okay, you can stay. You know.
Yeah. I'm a Ray Wiley Hubbard fan. Anytime, dude, I need to learn some Ray Wiley Hubbard because I love Ray Wiley Hubbard. So everyone else is John Prine. My guy is Ray Wiley Hubbard because he's blues and country mixed together. And I love. If I ever got to meet Ray Wiley Hubbard, I'd probably lose my bird. I'd probably flip out. I'd probably be like, "And he was so influential." So I don't know. Probably.
He also, I mean, he just does whatever the hell he wants to do. Yeah, from recording to touring with no bass player to whatever he wants to do. I mean, who needs a bass player, right? But still.
Do we both hate bass players?
No, actually, I mean, it's Memphis is all stacks and all of that. That's all about the groove. So I gotta love a good rhythm section. So I can't hate on that. Maybe that's just a country thing.
I ain't there. As soon as my live is going to end, how I'm just like,
Oh yeah, the little puzzle piece thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Geez, something like that, sweetheart.
I was told. I was actually told by Taylor Honeycutt's bass player Ethan a couple days ago that bass players are like offensive linemen. You don't need them until your ass gets sacked, is what he said.
My bass player's right over there. I just say, there's so many bass player jokes. It's ridiculous, man. You want to know my?
Well, he was sticking up for one, so he was sticking up for himself. So, you know, he was waiting on him to crack on him, so he got ahead of the game. Ahead of the game.
My favorite is what do you call a bass player with a super hot chick on your arm?
I know this one.
A tattoo.
Continue on. Yeah,
Just a tattoo, baby. It's the only way it's gonna happen. Just a tattoo, man.
A tattoo. All right, man. Well, we'll let you get another song. What do you want to play?
I'm gonna play bass.
Do you have anything that is going to be coming out pretty soon that you would like to play, or do you want to?
Man,
What do you want us to know?
Well, I want you guys to know. Well, I could play. Probably do like Flatlander for you, or I could do. You know what? Why not do something that ain't coming out immediately right now?
Okay.
1 second here. These jackwagons. Hey, where's the capo?
Where's the capo? I knew that's what you were looking for.
Bro, I gotta tell you, dude, it's hard to find good help.
It's
these days.
herding cats is what it is.
It is, man. It's exactly.
Where would it be?
In my guitar case. Maybe grab that for me real quick. I'm gonna stall here and pretend like I'm
This one here.
okay. Yeah, well,
Here's one.
that's a
Oh!
bass.
So what are we going to listen to?
Give me that one. Give me that one right there. That was a better one. I don't want your.
Yes, master.
It's when the bass player gives me a capo. I'm like, I want a stupid capo. Bass player.
Is it a 4-string capo?
It's a mandolin capo. It's like that big.
You know how to use that?
Once you get out of here. Yeah, this is 6
You gotta go
strings.
backwards.
This is 6 strings, not 4.
Backward.
Get on. Sorry, I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna do a little. We're gonna get a little practicing in. No, he makes fun of me because that's how I like. That's a poor man's cape drop D. So that's how I like to do it.
I got you.
So this song, I know you guys want to hear some stuff, and I'll definitely play anything. I can see the comment section, especially you, Trish, you lovely woman, and you, Cynthia, as well. I will play a song that you probably never heard before because I just wrote this about a month ago, and I'm very pleased with it. So I hope you guys like it. It's called "Lay Your Lovin' Down," and
Cool.
so. Trees were red and gold, and the hay was cut and rolled when I first kissed you in our tiny Texas town. And I know we both moved on, the feelings haven't gone before my pride. You won't catch me breaking down. But when the north wind blows the pines, August moon brings to mind how I held you close in front of a raging fire, and you laid your loving down. And you laid your loving down. Oh, oh, oh. You laid your loving down. It'd be fair to say, warm nights and July days, you'll really find me lost in the past. But in a fall car hot cold, you'll find me heartbroken, 'cause I know you'd come and warm my bed if I asked. But if you won't stand again, would our love be doomed to end? Well, tonight, girl, I just don't care. So come lay your loving down. Come lay your loving down. Oh, oh, oh. Come lay your Well, tonight, girl, I just don't care. So come lay your loving down. Come lay your loving down. Oh, oh, oh. Come lay your loving down. Come lay your loving down.
Yeah, man. Dig that one too, man.
Man, thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
So, when do you ever get any comparisons? Like people say you sound like
Go
such
ahead.
and such.
Like who? What you got?
No, I want to hear what you say
Oh,
first.
you don't know it. I'm flipping him off right now. I want him to say it. So sorry. What? No, what you
No,
got?
mine's probably a little different.
What? Okay, what you got, man? If you give me
Kendall
Eddie
Mar-
better,
Kendall Marvel.
who's that now?
Kendall Marvel.
Okay, yeah. I get
No,
that.
it's more on your verses than on your chorus. You got to anyway. That's
Well,
just me.
I get a lot of Travis Tritt. I get a lot of Mac Powell. There's a Christian singer from way back in the day. He says I sound like him. Who actually love Mac Powell. I think he's one of the greatest songwriters. He's a great songwriter. People don't give him the credit he deserves in songwriting. But yeah, man, I get a lot of Travis Tritt. I get some other stuff like that. But it's pretty much like that, pretty much. And then like you get like some dude said Hootie and I stabbed him, and so I was
I don't see that
what was that about?
that at all. No, I don't see that. I can hear the Travis Tritt a little bit, but not as much as everybody else is saying there. But
Well, I get a lot of Chris Stapleton as well, but I just think that's because I'm loud. I think I got a little bit more of a powerful voice than some people got, and so it comes off that way. But like I love Travis Tritt, I love Chris Stapleton because they sound like men. I just like dudes that sound like dudes, like like they're like powerful voices and like they hit you in the face. I think one of the greatest voices ever is BB King, and BB King. If you ever seen BB King live, dude, he'll knock you over with his voice. He's just an incredible.
Right.
Well, God rest his soul, but he's just incredible. But anyone that would have like just a voice. But honestly, for me, one of the greatest voices is George Jones. I think George Jones had a great voice, absolute monstrous voice. I think John Anderson. We talked about that earlier. John Anderson's a great singer and everything like that. And then I like unique voices. Like I think Clay Walker was a very unique voice, and I really love that stuff. And then I love. I don't know, man. There's a lot of great underground country singers that are just absolutely great that no one gives the respect that is. Joey Green, if you ever know who Joey Green is out of Texas, he's an absolute monster. I'm trying to think. There's so many to name, dude. There's so many people that you hear them play and you're like, this is like Turnpike Troubadours is one of my absolute favorite. I constantly hear them sing songs. I'm like, God, I wish I wrote that. That's such a good song. And then Zach Bryan's great, and then also Sturgill Simpson, Giant Sturgill Simpson.
yeah, I think my desert island like bands would probably, or artists whatever would probably it would be a toss up depending on the day between Turnpike and Chris Knight. I think that even though they're nothing similar as far as, but it's just it's just because I'm going to be entertained. There's enough songs there and enough quality between the musicianship and the whole package.
So you know how I know that you love music is because you love Chris Knight. Chris Knight's you're talking about murder ballads. Ain't nobody does murder.
Yeah.
Chris Knight, dude. And his voice is just raw and just dirty, and it makes you want to drink whiskey. You could be a teetotaler. See, that's got to be the scariest thing. Being you can't listen to Chris Knight if you're a recovering alcoholic because you're just you're gonna have to drink a little.
Or a murderer because you feel guilty.
That's exactly.
You can tell by the way the song starts. Like, yep, somebody's gonna die in this
Someone's
song.
dying in this song, man. Someone's dying. Well, that's how I look at it. You know how I tell someone's going to die in the thing? I pick up the Chris Knight album. I'm like, yeah, someone's going to die in all of these songs, or wish they were dead right here, dude. But dude, this is the thing about country music. This is what I love about country music above every other genre of music is that they can have country music is black coffee, is what it is. Like there's people that can handle a little bit of bitter. The people that can handle a little bitter, people can handle a little harshness in their coffee. That's a country music singer. That's a country fan. It's someone that can like, yeah, I like a good party song every once in a while. Don't get me wrong, but I can handle a little bitter. I can handle a little pain. I can handle a little heartache. I can handle some cheating songs. I can handle it. I don't want everything to be pop gum, popcorn, bubble gum, like candy, happy bullshit. Like you know. That's what I'm saying, man. I think,
Or at least, well, most of them are still sad songs. They just got a happy beat behind it, which it kind of kills the whole thing. Anyway, it's a cheating song. It's just got a clap beat behind it.
so. Like,
You know.
so Chris Knight is the murder guy. Everything he does is murder, and then like Conway Twitty is the cheating
The
guy.
love guy.
Well, no, cheating. Everything he does is cheating. It's cheating. I'm like, golly, it's like
But they're okay with it just because it's Conway Twitty.
that guy and his hair, bro. I wish my hair stuck out like this.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
White
You
man's
ain't
fro.
kidding. I always want to ask Conway Twitty, like, if his wife told him to take out the garbage or something, if he could just be like, well, no, darling. You know what I mean? Like, use his voice and get away with it, you know? Or if she was just like, Conway, shut up and take out the trash, you know?
Dude, that is the best start of like I don't know, man. That's got to be like just there's hello, darling. 2 words you hooked everyone. Hello, darling. The way he says it. It's just-
Okay, but besides "Hello, Darling," what do you think would be your best opening line of a song? Since we're country music nerds here, what do you think? Just off the top of your head, what would be #1 opening line of a country song? Yeah, I got you, Tabo.
What?
This is one of my weird questions. So
No, that's a great damn question. I wish I thought about that before. I bet you. And what's going to kill me later, buddy? Is
you'll think of something.
I'm like, it's this. It's absolutely this one.
Well, you can make a TikTok about it later.
No, you know what it is? It's Turnpike. It's got to be a Turnpike. Well, the rooster's got 20 gals. He's happy as a lark. I love that, dude. And that whole song, Gin and Smoking Lies. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. Or you know what? Or I forget who it is, but I think there's a comedian. God, what's the guy? Shane Gillis says that country music is just songs about things that are happening right now. Like I'm driving in my truck, turn the radio up. He's like, "Fuck yeah, there we go." That's exactly what's. Anyway, I'm like, that's what it is, right? But then there's like, if you tell someone a story, like that song, "Lord, Good Lord, Lord," which says, "Lord, let a cigarette wave the smoke out of her face," and I'm like, you're there.
Yeah.
Right there, man. That's exactly where you are. You don't have to ask. That's where I am, right there, dude.
That is, yeah. I mean, I'm not, I'm not a songwriter or anything like that, but I can tell that when songs, when it's not just the trucks going down the road, but the color of the truck or the old truck or when you're describing the truck, it paints the picture of where you're at in the song way more than just generic,
See, what you just did there, brother, is you tapped into something that Ralph Murphy guy I was telling you about before. He was the president of ASCAP and the songwriting guy. Dude, he says this. Everything is detail. He goes, you're never smoking a cigarette. You're smoking a Marlboro. You know what I'm saying? You're smoking a Winston Light. You know what I'm saying? Like he goes, it's detail, 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 detail. You don't say I woke up in the morning. You say the morning sun burned my eyes. That's you see what I'm saying? That's writing. It's putting me there. It's economy of words is a great way of putting it. I forget who said that. It's not Ralph Murphy that said economy of words, but it's one writer that says it's about I'm going to show you something with the least amount of words possible. Don't use 3 words when 2 will do. And I wholeheartedly believe that. God, man, that you hit on something very much, and I don't think it's missing.
I mean, you mentioned Turnpike, and they're great. I mean, Evan's great at that. I mean, even if he doesn't write the song, when he picks a song, you can't necessarily tell he didn't write it. It doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. You really have to dig to see. So he definitely has a way about.
And John Fulbright is a great writer too that writes a lot for Turnpike. And then John Fulbright's a great writer. JR from Turnpike, he's the one that writes a lot of the other songs and everything like that. And I was funny, like we were talking about Joe Spivey, my favorite fiddle player. My second favorite is Kyle Nix. That guy puts so much heart. I don't know. One of my favorite songs of all time, especially by Turnpike, is The Bird Hunters. And you can't have that song without
No.
Kyle Nick's da, 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 da. And he just the way he hits the note that fiddle, it's absolutely. I got a
I
chance.
think I don't know his name, but the guitar player, it's similar with his playing because every time the way he plays, it just provides more guts to the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's like it just gives that edge to the songs even more. But uh-oh,
What did you do? What did you do? Did I say something bad?
apparently we did.
No. I mean,
We didn't get to ask the question.
what question?
Oh man, what's your favorite Little Debbie?
My favorite Little Debbie? Dude, not even close. It's Swiss cake rolls, brother. Everybody knows that. You, what other? There's no other. There's no. What are you gonna oatmeal cream pie? Gross, bro. Get out of here.
That was actually Patrick's only favorite.
Come on, man. Be better. Be better. Swiss cake rolls all day, every day. Come on. Did you get a strike or did I get a strike? What happened?
I'm not sure. It just said you were flagged for, or no, it says you were flagged for harassment. Repeat violation. Okay, we may be fine now. Okay, let me push that button. Whatever.
What?
Okay.
What are your ass?
Probably each other.
Hey, I give full permission for Soul Gravy to harass me constantly at all times.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was surprised it took an hour to get a flag. I thought we were on the way in like 5 minutes, but you know.
Dude, yeah, it's funny.
All right, man. Well, I know you got to get the practice and everything. I really appreciate the time and all of that. Whenever you get more, whenever something is coming out or whatever, I'll definitely do my little part to push it as much as I'm able to.
I appreciate harass me. I'll both. Cynthia, you're awesome, dude. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, man. I appreciate you, brother, and thank you so much for having me on the show, bro. Dude, huge fan. I appreciate you, dude.
Man, I appreciate it. I'll like I said, I'll do whatever I can. I'm going to try to get out to Fort Worth. I don't know when I'll be able to. This is a brand new plan that I'm going to try to come up with. But I'm steadily meeting more and more people in the area that I would like to see a show of and meet in person. So I have family out there anyway. So my dad's actually in East Texas.
What you found out about Peyton Howie, dude? She's the most incredible country singer of all time. That's right now in the Fort Worth area. Oh, Texas area, dude. She's incredible. So check out Peyton Howie, bro. She's a monster, bro. A monster. So,
Well, anybody that happens to watch this, listen to this, or whatever, make sure you go follow him on all of his socials for Howard County and all the streaming platforms. I know that's a huge deal for everybody trying to do their own thing. Get those numbers up for everybody that's on their streaming platforms and share the shit out of it with your friends. So it means a big thing to these independent guys for sure.
awesome.
How was that? That's a pretty decent like
That was wonderful.
pitch right there. It was pretty good, right?
Country girl 545 loves it, doesn't she? What a lovely Canadian girl. No, man, thank you. I really appreciate that, brother. And seriously, you guys, you're great, man. If you ever need me, I'm here for you, brother.
I appreciate it, man. Good to meet you.
All right, brother. You too, man. Talk to you soon.
See you.